Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. I'm actually doing something that I said I probably wouldn't do, except I'm doing it anyway, just for a short period of time. This is little Nine Toes, which of course he's really got 19 toes, but he's my older rescue. He's very bony. His spine is so thin, and his hips are so bony. You can feel all of his bones. He's an old man. But he's a good little fuzzy guy, and he's been running on his wheel and eating food, and he's very active, as you can see, for his age. I'm going to put him back into his cage and into his nest, and then I'm going to let him go. And this is maybe next month, if he's still with us, I'll show him again, but I don't want to stress him out. Here we go, little guy. Thank you so much. There we go. Oh, I set him down and he immediately grabbed a mouthful of bedding so that he could fix his nest up. So he's really doing good. He's a good guy. It's just I really don't want to stress him out. Hamsters are really high maintenance, high stress animals. And if you play with them too much, if they're not happy about being held, or if you're just not giving them time, they will get stressed out. And if they get stressed out, their immune system bottoms out. If their immune system bottoms out, they get wet-tailed. And if they get wet-tailed, they die. Unless you move quick and get either antibiotics, or they do have an over-the-counter wet-tail treatment that works really, really well. It's like a probiotic thing for them, filled with vitamins and well, probiotic stuff. And it helps them, and it kills the bugs that are causing the wet tail, which is just diarrhea. Diarrhea is dangerous in people or any animal because you're flushing fluids out of your system faster than you can take them in. That's what kills hamsters with wet tail, because they're always leaking fluids out of their backside and they dehydrate to death. It kills their kidneys, it kills their entire bodies. So you don't want to stress them out or they will die. Yeah, so just as somebody in comments had asked, is an 8-year-old nephew, I can't remember the exact details of it, is this person too young to have a hamster? Because of the high stress. And I'm not just talking to this person here, I'm talking to absolutely everybody that's watching that is absolutely curious, that even in the slightest about hamsters, they are such high stress animals. They will die very, very easily if they get stressed out. So you got to be very, very careful. That is why you need to be about 10 or 12, where you can start to understand when not to bother your hamster and when not to hold them tightly, and to get that understanding that they're another critter and that has their own feelings and its own life. Under 10, you don't really have that. Of course, there's differences. Everything is on a bell curve. You've got 10% of the people that are ready, mature, and almost adults at 8. And you've got people that in their 30s and 40s aren't ready to be adults yet. So as the curve, you've got that. In the middle, though, underneath, under age 10, does not have that necessary maturity. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, your body's developing, your brain is developing. That is not a value judgment. That is just a statement of development of the nervous system in your brain. You're just not set and developed and ready to do that under most circumstances. But once you get up there, then you can start to do it. The thing is, and if you go into the stores, you find all these tiny, tiny cages. And even I was fooled by this. It wasn't until earlier this year when a very, very kind commenter, Potatotron, sent me a bunch of sorry about that, little guy. Little plastic, not little, but big plastic bins. So the big cages, the big bins now that I've got they're a minimal size. They need to be 450 square inches at a minimum. But once you hit that 450, you're good, you're golden. You don't have to feel bad. So they've all got 450 square inches of space. Aside from 2, Mama Squeak and Boogle, they're in slightly smaller bins. So they don't have the full space that they should have, but they've got like 3 times the space Well, for Boogle, I have no ideas what kind of cage she was kept in all of her life. I have no ideas. She was a rescue. So she might have been in a bin, might have been in a tiny cage. The way she bites, I don't know. But she's in a bin cage, yes, that's about 3 times the size of a normal cage that you find. Like if you're in the United States and you go to Walmart, you'll find these little cages. And you figure, hey, they're selling them in the store, they're selling them in the hamster place, they must be good for hamsters. No, they're not. They only have like 1/3 or 1/4 of the space that hamsters need to run in. So those tiny little cages with their tiny little wheels are actually not good for hamsters. And especially they sell cages that aren't much bigger than hamster cages as guinea pig cages. And oh my God, guinea pigs need to have a huge amount of space. My housemates have 3 guinea pigs, 2 girls, 1 little boy, and they keep 2 of the guinea pigs in, the 2 girls in the 1 cage, and that's starting to stretch it. They're big cages and they fit on top of tables. So it's not like they're tiny. So they got great big cages, so you need a lot of space. These tiny little things they sell in stores are so bad for the animals that they're trying to say that they're good for. So you get bins, so they got a lot of space to run in and do things, because in the wild apparently they run for miles. Now the wheels that I've got for them are not the right kinds of wheels. They were given to me by another kind commenter. She sent 4 wheels, purchased them through Amazon and sent them along. And so they work. They can cause bumblefoot, which is just a cellulitis, which is just a staph, which is just one of those bugs you have on your skin, but it gets in your skin and it can cause an infection that gets a huge swelling and it's painful and it's just awful. It can even kill you if it gets bad enough, so you don't want that kind of infection. And that can cause that in their feet. My little guys have been good, and I've been keeping the wheels good, so here's hoping that doesn't happen. When I get money, I'm going to be replacing them with either discs, which I'd need pretty big ones for Syrians, or just larger silent wheels. So that'll be good. And that's what all y'all, you need to keep in mind if you're going to have hamsters. Now you don't have to feed them every single day as long as you feed them enough. And in fact, if you feed them every single day, they're just going to hoard it and then they're going to hide it underneath in places that you can't see. So you're not going to know that they've got like 4 times as much food as you're giving them stashed away and they're munching on that. So I feed my little guys every other day, and about a large spoonful, one of those large spoons, and they do great. That's really all that they need. They don't starve, and because when I feed them, they don't immediately rush over and then feed themselves. No, I got fat little guys. I probably still overfeed them as it is, but it's okay. You just have to be careful when you're cleaning their cages, because you have to clean their cages on a fairly regular basis. You are going to be offended by the smell of a hamster cage long before a hamster is going to be bothered by the smell of a hamster cage. But you want to keep them clean just for safety's sake. So you're going to be cleaning them, and when you do so, when you find their stashes, you want to try and keep their stashes safe. And in fact, when you change the bedding, you want to keep a section of the bedding from the old bed to put into the new bedding, so that they've got some familiar smell that they go, oh good, it's safe here, and they don't freak out because they've got their scent in the new bedding. So that really helps them out too, and that's a good thing. Today has been hamster learning day. As an aside, Aidos, A-I-D-O-S, has never claimed Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. So if in the next couple days Aidos does not claim the Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition Steam key, then I went and did random numbers. Conspo Lopez, you were the next person that comes up. If Aidos in the next week does not claim Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, you get it. So in the next week, be prepared to let me know how to send you the key and I will send you the key if Aidos does not claim the key. So thumbs up. I did want to start another Steam key giveaway since the last one worked so well. But there's the game StarPoint Gemini 2. I want to start the Steam key giveaway here. So down below, if you type in the phrase Godzilla eats gnomes, just from that right there, then you will be in the pool. And next Thursday, I will generate a random number and we will give away a Steam key to somebody who will hopefully claim it afterward then, and that'll be good. So remember, Godzilla eats gnomes, and you will be in the pool in the drawing for the Steam key for StarPoint Gemini 2. It costs like $35 if you want to buy it on the end. Excuse me, choking on air again. If you want to buy it on like Steam or whatever, so it's pretty good getting it, free. So thumbs up on that. If you're into, star games, space games, flying around in ships and doing stuff, that sort of thing. If you're not, then yeah, it's going to bore the living snot out of you. But otherwise, pretty cool. And since I'm mentioning that, might as well mention this. Since I am partnered with Humble Bundle, if you check the link down in there and you go to Humble Bundle using that link, if you purchase anything with that link, some of that money will be kicked back in my direction, which is kind of cool, kind of awesome. So if you could click the link and go buy something, that would be awesome. Now I am partnered with Humble Bundle. If anybody buys anything and it reaches the threshold, then I will be a paid partner of Humble Bundle. As it is right now, I'm just partnered with them, and if anybody's buying anything, it's going into the pool until it hits the threshold when they say, okay, we'll pay you. So then I'll be a paid person. So let's crank those numbers up to 100%, and thumbs up for that. But I subscribe to the Humble Bundle monthly myself. It's a very, very good service, and there is the big fear of them not being independent when IGN bought them. I think they're still doing great. So check them out. Thumbs up on that. A very, very good thing. Was there anything else happening in my life? Actually, not a whole lot, but I did want to talk. Yeah, real quick, I do have my therapy appointment today. So it is, if I move my mouse down, 7:01 a.m. on Thursday, the 29th of March. I have to leave here at 8:15 at the very latest to make it to my therapy appointment, and then I'll be back here around 10:30 to start recording my reaction and my game video and stuff like that. So that'll be good. I'm kind of busy today. But the thing was, it's no matter what you may think of Boogie, whatever the hell is the numbers are on the end of his name, why do people just go with the numbers? Well, because way back when he had to have the numbers on there, and it's just something he's stuck with because now he's known with. Well, known by. So that's why. But with Boogie, no matter what you may think of him, like him or hate him, or somewhere in between, I'm in the somewhere in betweens. I've tried to watch him stream some of his stuff, and I don't like a lot of his personality. So I watch some of his stuff, not a whole lot. I watch largely because, as stated, no matter whether you love him or hate him or somewhere in between, the fact that his weight has been such an issue so much of his life, and he was stuck in a wheelchair because of his weight. And weight is largely not a moral failing. There's so many, like 120 to 140 genetic markers, all of them controlling your weight. It's not a willpower thing. Some people literally smell things and gain weight. It's not in your control. It's controlled by everything around and in you, not you. But the fact is that after his surgery, he's lost so much weight, he's able to go out and walk. And he did this one video where he went on a walk around the block with his dog. I mean, he's getting his life back. I'm for that. It doesn't matter whether I love or hate somebody. If they're doing something positive for themselves and they're fixing up their lives in some way, I'm for that. even if it's somebody that I despise, if they're doing something, well, I mean, if there's somebody I despise for reason, like if they're a dictator, despot, oligarch, narcissist, you know, there are some people that really shouldn't be. I've lost my train of thought on this one. So I'm sorry. I was doing so well until I got my list. I started listing all the various types of dictators and such. And then I lost my train of thought entirely. My conversational breadcrumb trail was blown away by the wind, and I have no ideas where I started. I so love having fibromyalgia, having depression, and the brain damage I caused to myself by my 23 plus years of alcoholism. If you find it frustrating as a viewer, I find it 10 times as frustrating as the person it's happening to. But I have also opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. I'm going to thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. It's arranged because with my fibro and stuff, I forget things. And I count an ASL on the fingers of this hand, and I still lose track of what I'm doing. If I mispronounce your username, my sincere apologies. I'm an American English speaker. We're not good at names. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them later on. I'm going to thumbs up each one I read, answer as many as I can, but for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. I'm not thanking you for the contents of the comment, so whether it was a good comment, bad comment, indifferent comment, thank you for having left a comment. So, starting with, my name is Bob333, thank you so very much. Charles Ruckle, greatly appreciated. Thaw Out, thank you very, very much. Yuval Grossman, greatly appreciated. Eurosaurus, son of a gun. Riot and Respect, greatly appreciated. Avenging Sevenfolds, how about that? And thank you. Thomas S, greatly appreciated. Marcel, greatly appreciated, and thank you. And I'd love to meet up and smoke too. Semi-Zero Gravity, greatly appreciated. Kathy Kitscat, yeah, the voice mod sounds were not something I'd ever do every day. I was just playing with it because I was crazy. My Animation, greatly appreciated. Gaming with Purge Anarchy, always good to see you. Ashton Lancaster, thank you so much. Kindness Bro Anurag, I sure hope I'm close, thank you very much. Eduardo Silva, thank you very, very much. Liam Fanning, greatly appreciated. Sharpie Hammer, with a whole bunch of randomly capitalized letters, thank you very, very much. Trey Wallace, greatly appreciated. Louis Torres, I sure hope I'm close. Signe Oi, I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. Haley B130, thumbs up and thank you. Candy corn, just like a unicorn, but so much better. Thank you very, very much. Psycha Nugget, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Potatotron. Hey, thumbs up and thank you. Always good to see you in comments. Greatly, greatly appreciated. But each and every one of you, thank you so much for getting me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. It is appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you so much. If you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, Google+. That would be awesome if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes, I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be cool. But if you were not down with it, I would understand. But if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Well, the end of my time, anyway. After all, I turned 55 in October of last year. Average lifespan of an American man with access to money and health care, 74 years. So hopefully I've got at least 19 summers between now and then. Oh boy, I got a reaction video coming up after I go to my therapy. I got a game video coming up after I go to therapy. Hopefully if I don't fall asleep, fat chance I was up at 4:30 this morning. Yay. then I'll have a game video for my game channel, and I'm going to be streaming here again real soon. Yesterday I was going to do a test thing, but OBS didn't work out right, so maybe I'll be streaming today. Who knows? So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that, my friend, is a very good thing. So, well, shucks, only a few seconds left. Have a good one.